And speaking of, the gap between, Gen Z and college sports, and you have attacked that through Mercury and the College Sports Co., collaborating with all of these schools, these universities. Can you talk a little bit about that process of, gaining that credibility to coaches and athletes to, go to their schools and talk more about their story, talk more about, that start of, getting the name of Mercury out to college athletics?
Yeah, I've always had this entrepreneurial mindset, which I'm sure so many in this room do as the Penn State Sports Business Conference. More than just wanting to be a talking face on TV, I wanted to be a business owner. I wanted to start a company and to be able to build brands that aren't just myself. And that's when I started Mercury with a couple co-founders. We saw this gap in the world of college athletics is changing every day. NIL, transfer portal, conference realignment. And there was really no one from a media perspective living between NIL, the universities, and the athletes. You had the school media, which traditionally isn't great. You had NIL, who people trying to make money on athletes, but they weren't really helping them at all. And we decided to start a media company right in the middle of it. So what we do at Mercury is we partner with colleges and universities, Penn State's one of them, and we work with our athletic departments, with the NIL collective, and with the athletes to build their brands and build a media network, which we then monetize through traditional media sponsorship and advertising and merchandise. And the cool part for me has been, as we build it, how excited the athletes get about it. When we started a podcast with Penn State football players, we had like 15 of the guys trying to be the ones that got to host the podcast. And when I played, that would have never happened. Like when I played, and if you were a football player and did media when I played, it was like you didn't like ball enough. You weren't a ball guy. You wanted to be in media. Now you see everyone do it, and you see everyone wanting to do media as an athlete. So that's been the exciting part for me, is how excited those athletes get about being part of what we're building at Mercury. And we're at 5 schools now: Penn State, Kansas, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Clemson, with plans to launch to a bunch of other ones. But we believe that we're building a $1 billion business. We think that the model we have at the middle of this shift in college athletics is an exciting one. And the best part is we can help athletes in NIL collectives and raise money for the schools at the same time.
Speaking of helping athletes, you were a college athlete, All-American tight end, and now you're in the media space. How important do you find it for college athletes who are currently playing right now to maybe find that passion in media and do it through your podcast, through Mercury?
Yeah, I mean, it's so many athletes want to do it now. Like, so many athletes want to be in media. It's really the most popular if you ask current athletes what they want to do when they're done playing, most of them say broadcasting, podcast, analyst, something in that world. But most can't do it. Most don't have the knowledge or even the on-camera reps to do it. And nowadays with social media, it's funny. I was talking to a broadcaster who calls NFL games, Ross Tucker, and he was talking about how when he started broadcasting, there wasn't really a ton of social media. So like he could mess up a lot when he started, and he didn't get crucified for it. Now you have these big-time athletes where a big-time quarterback goes and transitions to television. If he's not great rep one, he's getting just annihilated on social media, right? Everyone's tweeting the clips of him. We've even seen it with Tony Romo, and like he's been just getting crushed for some of the things he's saying. So it's harder now to make that transition, and also more people want to do it than ever. They always say in broadcasting, and I'm very aware of this as a tight end who didn't play in the NFL, who didn't have a pro career, is that I'm just one great quarterback retiring away from being out of a job. Like, that's the reality. If Trace McSorley retires from football next week and wants to be a broadcaster, like what says that ESPN shouldn't give Trace a shot and be like, maybe not, we don't like this Adam guy anymore. So that just means you got to be on top of your game and be great at what you do, and you got to make a difference in your preparation and being the best at it from that standpoint, because my name and my career isn't going to beat out most guys. And same with Kirk Herbstreit. Kirk Herbstreit didn't play in the NFL. Joel Klatt did not play in the NFL. A lot of those guys didn't. Charles Davis, who's the NFL broadcaster, didn't play in the NFL, but they've made it through their hard work. And that's what I tell athletes is, if you like doing it, if you like the podcast world, there's always going to be a bigger name than you. There's always going to be a better athlete. There's always going to be a new 5-star quarterback that retires and wants to be a broadcaster. You have to keep your job by your preparation, your work, and how you treat people, and what people inside that building and inside CBS and ESPN and Fox say about you.